All right. It is Friday, March 8th, 7 o'clock in the morning. I want to try to finish this week out strong. I am really tired again. I've got 4 charts going. 3 of them have a loss during the overnight session, and one of them has all good entries. So I don't love that these charts have a loss on them already, but at least it was a long time ago, and there's a string of good entries since then. So I'm just going to trust the system. These charts have mostly winning trades. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I've got this wheel. Yesterday I was having to choose, every day I have to choose which accounts to trade. And I decided I'd rather it be more like a robot, where I don't actually pick the accounts that are, what account's going to trade next. And I was talking to my brother. I was like, yeah, I wish there was just like a bot or an indicator or something that can just choose which accounts get traded next. We were talking, and it's funny because I watch Alpine Trader. I mentioned him quite a few times on here. My brother's like, you should use the spinning wheel that Alpine Trader uses for his giveaways. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. So I'm going to spin this wheel. I put on my evaluation and PA account names, and whichever account it chooses is going to be the first account I trade. We're going to do it like that. Let's see. All right. Evaluation 33 is going to be up number 1. So I'll turn 33 on. And that's how I'm going to do it from now on. That way I don't have to choose myself. Yeah, I like it. So evaluation 33 is first. All right. There's big news this morning at 5:30. I guess it looks like if you played it short or long, you could have potentially won either way. If you're Yuling an Eval, seems like, and big candles. 327 ticks in the SPY. 238 ticks in the SPY. It's crazy. All right, so I'm going to be taking every entry with a very limited set of rules. Like very specific situations only will I skip a trade or skip an entry for a trade. This thing definitely looks like it's going to head higher so far. We're at the highest it's been in the last few days. Yesterday was a good day, 3-0. If I had taken every entry, It could have been 8-0. I gotta keep that in mind. Coming off that day before where I was 3-4. So right now, no accounts are in danger of having real problems, except for PA7. If I take another loss on that account, I could potentially be within a few $100s of drawdown after a loss, if a loss comes next on that account. But otherwise, on my other active accounts, any single loss won't matter. I really like this idea. I was talking a lot about yesterday about trying to trade like a bot. Even though I don't want to necessarily use a bot, I want to be able to implement my strategy like a bot and not think about, like if the day before was not a good day and I had more losses than normal. So I like this thing I did picking my account today because, to spin a wheel and have a random account be chosen for me and just trade that account, it kind of takes some of the pressure off. Like yesterday, I only traded my evaluations just because I was still being affected by the day before. And I was a little bit nervous to like trade the evaluation for whatever reason yesterday. Now it's not going to be like my choice, like, oh, which account do I choose based on what? And I have to make a decision now. I'm going to spin a wheel and it's going to choose for me. And I love that. So evaluation 33 is being played first today. All right, first trade in the books. This is like the exact kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, it looks like a terrible trade. It's not under a bearish bar of any kind. It doesn't look like a good setup. But the chart's winning. When the chart's winning, I gotta take the trade. So turn off that account. Make sure I don't do anything dumb. And this was trade one. Eval 33. And the leader account got 5 points. I had to close the trade manually because I noticed when the leader got filled, the follower Apex account didn't. So I closed it manually, but without doing the calculation, I'm just going to say I got 5 points. Which is 26. And I'll just update my stats here. All right, so I guess it's time to see what the next account will be that I get traded, or that I trade with. All right, Eval 27. This is so great, not having to choose. I love it. Remove that from the list. So Eval 27 will be next. Hopefully we'll make it a good one for it. And as you'll see, as I continue to take trades, every time I take a trade, the profit gets locked in. Profit gets locked in. I won't be losing the profit on that account today. And then we see what happens on the next trade with the next account. All right. We're 2-0. That's how I started off yesterday, too. Oh, and the day before. Got 11 ticks on that one. Yeah, adjust my stats. All right, so 2-0. Gonna find out now what the next account will be. All right, PA7. It's time to trade PA7. Somehow I got filled on my Apex account and it didn't get filled on my leader account. I'm going to try to be patient here. But that's not good. Not a good situation for my P account. All right, this account's really going to be in danger. And try to let it work out. All right, so at least my leader account's in the trade. I could put my auto stop in. Definitely don't like how it's pushing down. We'll see what happens. All right, that worked out. Didn't feel like it was going to work out. It was really weird how I got entered in on the Apex account before the leader account triggered. but I'll take it. I got 3.75 points on that trade. All right, and so just like that, 200 bucks on the PA account, so almost back to starting balance. Update the stats again here. All right, so a good start. Happy that even though I didn't get triggered in properly on this trade, it looked like it was going to work against me. It happened to be on the PA account, so I'm glad that one worked out. All right, let's pick another. I love this. Pick another account to trade with. All right, evaluation 35 is going to be next. Remove that from the list. Oh, I haven't been updating the days. I always forget. Days traded. All right, that should be up to date. Guess I can check Apex's website, make sure I'm up to date, since I always forget to update it. All right, so that should be the correct number of days now on all the accounts. Okay, got tagged there. That's all right. It's just on one account and it's an evaluation. And I prefer to take that on the evaluation. So luckily that's where that one landed. So this account will be burned and no more trades or I take it back. Not the account that will be burned, but the chart will be burned. I still have like another 600 or so on drawdown on that account. So that was trade 4. Eval 35. First loss of the day. Let me update my stats here. 3-1. I don't remember what I said, but 3-1 so far. So I don't think I would have survived that if I had moved my stop or anything like that and tried to dig out of the hole with only 600 drawdown left from. Let's see. I stopped out. It's another 14.5 points. So probably wouldn't have survived that. I was considering it just because it was an evaluation. And it was like taking a loss there was almost as good as blowing up the account. I think it actually would have blown up. Just because I'm trading 3 contracts on those 50Ks. All right, so I got to pick another account to trade. Let's get the wheel out. Let's see what account I'm supposed to trade next. All right, evaluation 31. Move that from the list. So got 4 accounts to trade left. Maybe 3 on the list after this. So I'm going to switch off of this chart because this chart I will no longer trade since it picked up a loss there. This bar is just huge, so I'm not going to take this trade. I think that last trade I took too, the bar was huge and I didn't realize it. I probably should just stay out of the trade just because of the risk alone. But I'm going to stay out of this one because this bar is just crazy huge. Yeah, the trade I lost on 74 tick bar. It's not quite as big as what I was just looking at, but it's big. All right, so it would have worked. Would have worked on both charts. Yeah, I gotta be a little bit mindful. I mean, this bar is 110 ticks. This bar is 102 ticks. So I gotta just tell myself it's not worth the risk at that point. Even the one I took and lost on, it's probably bigger than I should be taking trades on. So just something for me to keep in mind, because, you know, almost half the drawdown in that trade. But it's all right. It's an evaluation. And I picked this account up for 90% off. So it's a $15, $16 account. It's interesting. I wasn't paying attention to the daily today. I had this measured move. It looks like it just about completely touched it today, finally. Maybe just slightly shy. And now it's backing up from there. So that's interesting just to think about. Actually, I'm not going to take this again. Just the bar is getting so big again. So one thing I haven't been doing is just keeping in mind the size of the bar. And I really should think about it a little bit. Well, that would have worked again. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be, because that's not my risk reward strategy. Yeah, it's not my risk management to really consider what the bar size is. That's 2 trades in a row. That could be 2 wins on 2 accounts. I'll have to think about that. This was like, right, I mean, 77 ticks, it's like, just slightly larger than I usually want to take, I would think. But I mean, when the chart's working, the chart's working. So gotta just go with it, I guess. The other thing I did like about the trade is there's this red line. That's the previous day's high. And so you kind of have like a double bottom or double test of that, right where the entry is. So those are the kind of areas where I like to play against it. So use it like as a support level. So the trade setting up there made sense. And it was a good trade. If it was underneath it and trading into it, then that's the kind of trade I'd want to avoid. So this was actually, other than because I was looking at the size of the bar, a trade that I should want to take, even if I was actually analyzing. I'm just going to refresh my historical data here. And after all the talking I was doing yesterday, nice quiet stream today. It saved my voice. My voice, my throat literally hurt the rest of the day from how much I talked yesterday during my stream and my review. So not a bad day today. The one loss I took was a bit of a bigger bar risk size. So, but as fate had it, I'm glad it landed on the account that it landed on. It was the lowest performing evaluation out of the bunch, and I had already gotten a win on one of my PAs. All right, 2 legs, right at kind of a key level, previous day's close, current day's open. See what happens here. See if this level holds or if it tries to go back to the lows. All right, the ATR is just so big, and these bars are so big that I'm just kind of chilling. I mean, there's been some entries I could have taken, but after getting a loss and seeing how big the loss is, I'm fine with getting a big loss like that on one account, especially on just one of the evaluations that wasn't particularly in a good spot. This account was already slightly under starting balance. So if I'm going to take a loss like that, I'm happy to take it and absorb it into that account. But I want to be mindful of it because the rest of the accounts obviously are in good shape, and I don't want to do huge damage to them by taking a huge risk. So I'm just going to play it a little bit on the safer side for now. We got this huge sell-off, and yeah, I mean, I just don't want to be entering on 100 tick bars, or this one is an 83 tick bar. So I'd say on average, usually the size of the bars I'm taking risk from is between 40 and 60 on average since I've been doing this. So this is just like an extremely large risk day so far. It started off the bars weren't that bad, and then I didn't really notice, but they're getting bigger and bigger. And I almost wonder if I should have like a chart that plots when the ATR is going up and down, just to have an idea of like, okay, the size of the bars is growing. I mean, these trades keep working. There's just the one trade that lost. So, I had 4 charts, now I have 3 charts. But I would like to just see it kind of settle down a little bit, but you could see it just, the velocity and the, when this move down started, it just got really volatile. So it looks like if I took this trade, this would have just barely worked. But on another chart that I have, it looks like it got triggered here and hasn't worked yet. So we'll see if this goes on to continue to work. But this bar is a 95 tick bar, so that's what sets my risk. Put my stop under it. So I just gotta chill for now. I'm pretty happy with the day already, 3-1, and the wins landed on good accounts for the wins to land on, and the loss landed on a good account for the loss to land on. So it's kind of all good. And evaluation 31 would be the next traded account, which is my closest to passing an evaluation right now, currently. Yeah, it looks like maybe this is going to work. It's really close there. So the good thing is these charts continue to hold up and keep working. So even though I'm limiting myself because of the size of the risk having gone up, yeah, that worked. The charts are still in play for hopefully if things settle down a little bit, so the risk size gets a little bit lower. Hey, Halo Eraser, how are you? Things are good today. 3-1. Took a hit on one of my evaluations, but that's okay. I just didn't realize the ATR was really getting high, and at the point that I took my loss, where was it? The point that I took my loss, I mean, this bar was 74 ticks, so it was larger than I would have liked. I didn't realize it was getting quite that big. But thankfully, it landed on the evaluation it did. So this evaluation was under the starting balance. So I was, yeah, it didn't really bother me. Yeah, I'm happy where my wins fell. So it's all good. You're 0-1 today, so it could be better. Yeah. Yeah, today's kind of a tricky day, it seems like. I did notice when I was looking at the daily chart, I had this big measured move up for leg, and today at the high, it pretty much hit it right, almost. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's almost a perfect touch, and then it turned down immediately after it touched it. So I don't know if that's what people are saying, but I noticed that. Yeah, it's tough, especially when you only get one trade for the day and you start off with a loss. It definitely makes things tougher. Are you still trading? You said you stopped trading Max System. What are you? Remind me what you said. What you're doing now? Oh, I was just saying. I was just saying that. I think you said that you stopped trading Max System paths. I was just curious what entries you're taking now, or is it a combination of something that still includes some aspects of that? For me, like I'm not trading Max System, but I'm still trading second entries. I don't take failures. I don't take triple tests. I don't take anything other than second entry, and I don't apply any of his rules basically, and I don't draw channels and trend lines or anything like that anymore. Still looking for second entries. Yeah, so you're still dealing with these the size of the signal bars, what sets your risk. Yeah, still looking for second entries. It's hard to see the market any other way. Once you know about second entries and you see how two legs works over and over, I mean, it's hard to not, you know, even if you're not trading Pat's exactly how he teaches it, it's hard not to see it and to still try to take advantage of understanding that. Yeah, cannot deny that. Yeah. Plus, I don't know. Like to me, it's like after learning Pat's, I want to simplify. I don't want to make things more complicated. So, you know, I was really looking for something to simplify because, drawing all the trend lines analyzing, where's the break, where's new high, is it, is it a spike in channel, and just all those things, and you're just constantly analyzing for however long you trade, and it just wears you out. So people talk about like learning order flow or bookmap or footprint charts or all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, man, that just all seems way more complicated than it has to be. Just don't want to do it. Man, look at the sell-off though. So so a long way to go to yesterday's lows. No way I want to trade that. I avoid trading stocks because I have to look for stocks. Instead, with futures, it's basically one chart. Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I have no interest in trading stocks. I mean, I was trading options a while back. I wasn't doing too bad, but just the amount of work to just find the right chart at the right time to even be able to consider taking a trade. I'd spend an hour like every day, and sometimes weeks would go by where I wasn't seeing anything I trusted to find an option trade. Traded options, but it was pure gambling. Yeah, I mean, I did quite a bit of studying and researching options as well. During early COVID, I just bought puts. Those times were wild. Oh yeah, see, that's exactly when I stopped trading options, was when the market was going crazy with COVID. I was trading it just before COVID, and I paid a bunch of money to take these classes and learn about it. And I mean, it was good. I learned a lot, and I know about different strategies, and I did okay, but it just it required a lot of capital to really be able to do trades where you can make like real money. Also, I was doing a lot of like credit spreads and things like that. So I was like limiting my risk, but it was also limiting my reward. So it was, it was a lot of small ball, and I was doing okay. I mean, I was actually profitable. I've joked sometimes that I switched to futures, and I've never been profitable in futures. At least I was like a little bit profitable doing options, but it just the amount of work. Although now I could argue that I spend 2, 3, 4 hours every single day trading futures, and I haven't made a dime. So maybe I should consider looking at options again, just in the background. Too much work, yeah. Yeah, I like this. I mean, the thing about what I'm doing is I'm looking at a lot of tick charts. I mean, the thing I originally liked about Max System was the 1-2000 tick chart. You just look at one chart and you don't look at anything else. And for a long time I thought that was really great, but now I'm just realizing, after doing this for a couple months, it's like the opportunity that you're missing out on if you're only trading just one time frame of chart. I mean, it doesn't have to be different instruments or whatever, but like what I'm doing I really like now, because it's not like I'm using 4 charts just to trade off of one. I'm using 4 charts, and so there's like 4 times the opportunity in theory. I mean, not quite, because a lot of times setups happen, if I'm looking at a 1500 tick chart and a 2000 and a 2500, for instance, the same setup might happen on 2 of those charts at the same time, but or virtually the same time. But then, there might be a next setup on one of the charts that isn't on the other because it already happened, and now you can get another trade on top of it. So it just kind of gives you an opportunity to get more trades, more volume of trades. So I really like that. But it is a pain in the ass. I mean, when I started this morning, I didn't find good charts right away, and it took me a good 5 to 10 minutes to like go through a bunch of charts before I was able to find charts that I felt like I could trade off of. So it's like a little bit of like extra upfront work when I first get started. But once I settle on charts, and as long as they stay good, or, sometimes like today, like I get one loss, one chart gets a loss, and I just put that chart aside, and now I'm just looking at three charts, and I just like go through the day where I might start with four charts and then go to three charts and then go to two charts. And at that point, like if there's still a lot of time, I might add, I might try and see if there's another chart to add, if I can find one. And then it's kind of good risk management too, because at the point where if I don't have any good charts left for the day and I can't find any more, then I'm just going to be done for the day, no matter what time it is. Or if it gets to like 9 or 9:30 and I'm starting to see that charts are starting to pick up bad entries, then I can call it for the day. And it's kind of a good way of risk management, that I'm not just sitting here all day and continually putting on more risk. I'm just like, this is a trade I could have taken, but I'm just still mindful. I mean, this is what's going on here. Anyway, this is a 88 tick bar. So, this chart is good. Hasn't had a loss on it. But man, these bars are big now, 88 ticks. So I'm just chilling because it's just, the risk is kind of out of control right now. Even though this continues to work. I mean, I've skipped a trade here, and skipped this one. Both of those would have worked. Actually, this was a trade here. This would have worked too. But these bars are huge. was just with my daughter for a few minutes. She's about to go to school, and it's 8:45. I'm not going to trade too much longer. Seems like I don't know if these bars are going to get any more in check. Switch to this chart and see. Currently a 52 tick bar. Previous bar 75 ticks, so if it engulfs, it's over a 70 tick bar. I'm guessing we're going down to retest the lows. All right, I'm going to say bye to my daughter real quick, and then I'll be back. All right, I'm back here. Oh, it's not showing me I'm going to refresh the chart again. Missing some information on the middle click. All right. This was actually a smaller bar, but 59 ticks. And that's at least in the range of what I'm willing to take. I just sat back down. My daughter was getting upset about going to school, so a little hectic over here. I don't know. It's almost 9 o'clock. Is this working correct now? Refresh again. It's funny too, because I started becoming more aware of the size of the tick bar after my loss today. But if I had just kept trading the way I was trading, I'd be done for today. All my accounts would already have a win across the rest of them. I would have been 7-1 for the day. So, yeah, I think I just got to keep in mind what I've been saying and what my plan is, which is my risk management is the accounts themselves. I just got to be willing to continue to trade, because even if it's a large loss on this account, could have been 7-1 right now. And all these other accounts that are active would have been one step closer to the goals. But yeah, usually on 3 contracts, my loss would be a little bit less than that. Well, I guess it's not completely out of the range of what I would typically get on a loss, I guess, just considering it's 3 contracts. It's like no less than 400 per contract. Probably just have to put it out of my mind and just trust the system. And if a loss comes, even if it's on the PA accounts, even if it's on the evaluation that's closest to passing, whatever it is, just have to lean into the system, because there's just been so many entries that I've now not taken just because I was so wary of how big the bars were. They're working all the same. Just curious. The other thing is, I mean, my risk management could also be what I essentially so far have done today, which is, I got 3 wins in a row. I took a loss on one account. I could say, okay, when I get my first loss of the day, I'm done. And even that would be good risk management because I've happened, in this case to improve on 3 accounts and only one account got a negative. But the reality is usually what I've noticed in the 2 months I've been trading this way is even after I pick up a loss, usually I'll go on and just pick up more wins. Typically. For me, the key is I just don't trade the same chart anymore. I move on to a different chart that hasn't taken a loss the same way. I'm just curious. I'm going to check the VIX. I'm just curious what the volatility is today in the market. It's not even that high. It's up 0.40 on the VIX. But volatility has been trending up for the beginning of this year. I just take a look at that just to kind of have an idea of another way of seeing what volatility is looking like. All right, so what am I looking at here? So actually, this chart just picked up its first loss, first entry, and then I think this bar kind of ticked under and then ticked above the doji and didn't make it to the target, and then, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe it ticked above. Oh yeah, because the doji is lower than this. So it probably ticked above the doji and then came down below the doji and ticked it out. So that's technically the first loss on this chart that I was looking at. I just started looking at this chart because it was like a smaller tick chart. So I was thinking maybe the bars would be a little bit smaller, but I mean, you can see, well, you can't see, I guess, because usually the ATR would be in this little area, but the ATR is at 79 ticks. So why it's doing this on this chart? I'm gonna refresh again. Actually, I don't even need this chart anymore because it took that loss. But I'm, it's 9 o'clock. I am starting to feel like I'm not sure if I'm going to take another trade with these huge bars. It's around the time I like to call it a day. Been trading for 2 hours. That's the other thing about how I'm trading now is I'm getting enough trades. I mean, even today, 4 trades. It's not a ton of trades, but it is 4, and I got those 4 inside the first hour of the market. All right, this chart I'm no longer using, so I've got 2 charts left. What was I saying though? But yeah, so I got my trades within the first hour of the market. I've got 4 trades, been trading for 2 hours. And like, this is the kind of strategy where I can get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades inside the first 2 hours. I don't have to trade like till 12:30 in the afternoon anymore, which is another 3.5 hours. I used to sit here and trade every day and like maybe get 1 trade in the whole day. And I've got 4 trades and it's 9 a.m. So I can go and do everything else I need to do today. And not a bad day. 3 wins, and so 3 accounts with wins, and just the 1 account that got tagged today. I'll give it a little more time. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, look at this bar. 164 ticks. I mean, I can't trade off of a bar that's 164 ticks. It's insane. All right, I'll give it a little while longer just to see if the bars, if anything sets up with a smaller bar. Otherwise, I'm probably not taking any more trades today. And let's see, if I stop now, the week will be 19-7. So, you know, it's not like a terrible, terrible week. Not the best, 73%. This week was definitely at the lower end of the range of my win percentage for a week. And the most losses in a week, I'm pretty sure. But also I took 26 trades, which is the most trades I've taken in a week. So a lot to think about. I really liked what I did today with how I was picking my accounts to trade. Kind of stole this idea from Alpine Trader. My brother's like, yeah, just use that wheel that Alpine uses, and you can choose which account to trade next in a more random way. Because I was telling him, yeah, I don't want to have to choose which account is next. I just want it to just know, like, okay, I'm trading these X amount of accounts today. And once the account has taken a trade, I don't want it to take another trade. And I want it to just choose for me which accounts are going to get traded when. I don't want to make a decision of like, oh, this time it's going to be the PA, this time it's going to be this evaluation. Because, you know, there's different things going on with all these accounts, you know, like, obviously PA2 is the closest to a payout, even though it's further away than it was at the beginning of the week. And, this evaluation is the closest to passing. This evaluation had the worst starting balance today, other than this PA account, which picked up a win. So I don't want to like pick and choose based on like, oh, this account is here versus this account is there, or should I do this or that? And so my brother had a good idea. He's full of good ideas, man. He's just giving me lots of good ideas. But so I use this wheel and it picks which account gets traded next. And then when an account gets traded, it comes off the wheel. It's pretty cool. I like it. These bars are still just huge. Over 100 ticks on these bars. I mean, even when you're seeing the charts working over and over and over again, I mean, to risk 100 ticks for 11 just doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's where it becomes like even too big for me. And I know that I'm risking more than my reward all the time. Again, it would have worked. There's just really no way I can trade this at this point. So I am going to call it a day. Because the only charts that I can play are the current charts I have up. And it's just, these bars are ridiculously big. I don't know what's happening in the market today. But maybe this is on the way to the lows of yesterday, all the way down here for all I know. It's definitely got the volatility going on. So yeah, I'm going to call it a week. It was a tougher week for me. Definitely had some struggles. And, I talked a lot about it yesterday, and, we saw it play out on Wednesday. But I always like to look at the positives for the week. 26 trades is the most trades I've taken in a week. Unfortunately, it included having the most losses I've had in a week. But on the good side, 19 wins in 1 week. So that was 19 wins spread out across my accounts, except for the day, what was it? The day before I had my worst day this week, where I had 4 losses. The day before, I took all 8 of my trades on one account. So 6 wins, unfortunately. 6 wins out of my 19 this week got devoted to account 26, which I ended up blowing that same day, just taking a couple losses. So that was a valuable lesson for me this week, that even if I'm not trusting the charts and I don't feel good about it, I still have to use my risk management strategy, because that was 6 wins, or technically it would have been 5 wins if I was playing not on this one account. I could have had 5 wins additional spread out across these accounts that didn't get spread out across those accounts, and that could have made a difference. I mean, it could have made a difference on any number of these accounts in any number of ways. So I got to keep that in mind. And it would have meant that I had one additional evaluation that can absorb a loss, so as I lose accounts here, that's one less account that I can trade, where if a loss comes, it takes that, it makes it so that the likelihood of taking a loss on a better account is, more and more likely as I have less and less accounts. So I just got to think about all that kind of stuff. So it was a good week overall. I think that I definitely took some lessons from it. I definitely like that I'm going to consider more kind of like the key areas of the chart. Again, I lost the, something weird's going on today with my charts, because I've lost the opening price and the closing price, and all those levels aren't showing up here like they should. So I got to clear that up too. But I like that I'm going to keep in mind when I'm at these kind of key levels in terms of previous day highs and lows, opening price, closing price, that I'm just not going to take trades that are going into those levels. I'll take trades that are against those levels and using them as support or resistance, but not going into the resistance or into the support. So I think that's going to be a good change for me, because that's where I've seen a lot of my losses come from. when I'm taking every entry. And yeah, well, I'll do a wrap-up review video. I'll put a little more thought into what else I'm taking away from the week. But 123 wins and 31 losses overall for the year, right at 80% still. And to think I've got 154 trades already is amazing. It's really good for me. I know other people could take 100 trades in a day. I don't know. They're just hyper scalping, whatever they call that, I guess, but or whatever they're doing. But even if I can get 4 trades a day, right? What is that? 16 trades a week? Can't do math. 20 trades a week, right? Like that's if I'm averaging 20 trades a week, I think I'll be good. Because right now, according to the percentages, 20 trades a week, that means 16 wins for 16 accounts every week. And then 4 losses get spread out. So that's getting me in the ballpark of where I need to be. I think ultimately I will be over 20 trades a week, like this week. All right. It's enough for me. I got to do the review video. 71% discount still going on. You can use this code or any other till March 14th. And then who knows what it'll be next. 1 day pass is over. 3-day pass is still going on through the 14th as well. So any evaluations you have now, you can pass them in 3 days if you'd like to, or you can take as long as you want. And $35 resets also until March 14th. And hope you like and subscribe the video. I know I'm, getting a couple people to watch here and there throughout the day. And then it seems like more people are watching it, kind of playing it back after the stream is over, which is cool. But it seems like from the numbers I'm seeing on YouTube, more people prefer the live stream to check it out than they do the review videos. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to do my best to keep those videos shorter because they've been getting really long lately. I feel like why spend all the time? I mean, it's really for me, honestly, so maybe that's why I spend all the time, because it's really the review videos that I'll go back and look at. And then if there was something specific on a certain day, then I'll go back to that area and look at what was going on during the live stream and what I was saying. So I don't know, we'll see. Just continue to be shocked by it. This doesn't look like a big bar on this chart, but it's 101 ticks. All right. I got to figure out what's going on. I'm missing one of my indicators isn't wanting to work. All right. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Hope you had a good trading day. Let me make sure there's no comments because sometimes there's a comment right at the end. Nope. Sometimes there's a comment right at the end and then I turn off the stream and then I see it and it's too late. So yeah, I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. Be back at it next week, hopefully for a better week. Not a terrible week this week, but definitely could be better. And 3-1 for the day. I'm happy with that. So all good. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.